Hi Internet, welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. I'm Troyan and I love Final Fantasy. I've been a fan of the series ever since I was a little kid. I started playing the games when I was 7 years old, way back in 1997. Around age 16 or so I stopped playing video games, and went on a JoJo-esque bizarre adventure of traveling and performing in a flamboyant theatrical rock band that could best be described as hair metal meets shonen anime. And turns out when you're doing 60 plus gigs a year, you don't get as much time for grinding out JRPGs. However, retiring from music and focusing on a career as an aspiring writer allowed for more time at home, which meant more time for RPGs, baby. In addition, I introduced my wife to the JRPG genre, and she happened to fall in love with them too. The fact that playing RPGs was able to count as wife bonding time was a big factor in getting me back into the genre and finally completing a big portion of my backlog. Long story short, in 2022 I was able to finally say that I had beaten all of the mainline Final Fantasy games, including the MMOs. A lot of folks skip 11 and 14, but not me, baby. I did it. With 16 coming out, I thought it would be fun to do a ranking video about the series. But instead of just one video, I thought it'd be cooler to do 16 ranking videos in honor of Final Fantasy XVI. I'll be ranking the games in a number of different categories, including story, music, combat, and a whole lot more. And I'll be releasing them one per day. 16 videos, 16 rankings. Let's establish a few ground rules first. Only mainline entries are being considered here, no spin-offs. Okay, well, I lied. I'm including tactics because every time someone does a ranking list and doesn't include tactics, me and everyone else in the comments section is bummed, so tactics will get a spot. In regards to the MMOs, their rankings will be judged by the base game only, except in specialized categories that will make sense when we get to them. The way I look at the MMOs, the base game, aka the Nation missions in Final Fantasy XI, and A Realm Reborn in Final Fantasy XIV are the game, and I treat the expansion packs and add-ons in the MMOs like sequels. So while most of the rankings won't factor in quote-unquote sequels, I will consider remakes of the games in terms of my overall assessment. So the 3D ports of Final Fantasy III and IV, for example, can be used to factor in my ranking for a number of categories, but Final Fantasy IV The After Years would not be allowed for consideration unless the category specifically warrants such. I know what you're thinking, 14 fans. Yes, the best content in the MMOs comes from the expansion packs, but if I were to count Endwalker and Chains of Promathia, I'd want to count the After Years and 13 too. And these videos will be complicated enough as it is. Don't worry, there are certain categories where the MMOs will clean house, so chill out 14 fans, it's all gonna be fine. And for the sake of full transparency, I have beaten all of the expansions and add-ons in Final Fantasy XI, but I've only beaten A Realm Reborn in Final Fantasy XIV, though I did watch the cutscenes for 1.0. I do plan on going back and finishing the rest of 14, but I probably wouldn't be able to do that and get these videos out before 16 comes out. These videos take longer to make than you might think, and I'm not a professional YouTuber or a guy who plans on being a professional YouTuber. I do plan on going back to 14 after I finish my FOMO list of mobile games that I think are kinda cool, but I don't trust their longevity of availability. So after I finish the last 2 seasons of Brave Exvius, the content after Chapter 26 in Another Eden, and beat Final Fantasy Dimensions 1 and 2, then I'll go back to 14. Oh, and I'm working 2 jobs, actively shopping my writing around and working on new projects. This year I've already written a script for an indie RPG, which, when that comes out, I will make an announcement. Got a new screenplay copyright for an animated feature film, and I'm hard at work at writing a novel. I'm also doing reaction/review videos of every single Thin Lizzy song on this channel. They're really cool, trust me. So yeah, I keep myself busy. The rest of 14 will happen, but I felt it was good to be upfront about that and the other stuff on my to-do list, preventing me from jumping on that immediately. And as far as the rankings themselves go, well, rankings are fluid. You feel one thing one day and feel something different the next. So these rankings are how I feel about the games at this point in time. Opinions can change, but this is a snapshot of how I view the games at this point in my life and my thoughts on them. Alright, well, that's enough jabbering. Just wanted to give you guys an idea of what to expect. I'm looking forward to the raucous discussion in the comments of these videos. Thanks for listening to my intro, and I'll see you guys in the next video.